Now let me introduce our next speaker, Indira. She is an international speaker, mentor, and part-time trainer with over 15 years of experience in design and developing data warehouses and analytical solutions. Her background is in statistics and she is passionate about data. Today, you are going to learn how to use object interaction, tell a story with PPT, and utilize the new card visual. So take a chair and enjoy it.
Hi everyone, welcome to Excel Virtually Global 2023. My name is Indira Bandari and I'm a Microsoft MVP, and today I'm going to talk to you about a few Power BI tips and tricks that have changed the Power BI world in 2023. My contact details are here. I have a small blog and my LinkedIn and email are on the screen. Before we proceed, I'm going to share something about me. I have a master's degree in statistics, and I have been in the data field for about 20 years now, mainly covering the SQL Server Microsoft stack. I've been working on SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, all the BI stack, and lately on Azure Cloud, and now I have progressed to a data architect working for Data Engine here in New Zealand, Auckland. And I have a passion to teach kids all about technology, so I have started off with game development classes for 9 to 12-year-old kids, then followed by teaching SQL and Power BI to a little bit older kids like 10 to 15 years old. And I enjoy teaching technology for kids because they are very creative and they come up with always they surprise me with their creative things. That's all about me. So let's go and get into the agenda for today. I'm going to cover the on object interaction in Power BI, what it is, and it is still in preview feature. And there I will also cover the new card visual, and also how to integrate PowerPoint, Power BI file into a PowerPoint so that it is interactive for the executives to use. Now let's go through the on object interaction. Since this is a preview feature, what we need to do is I have this Power BI file here. We need to enable the preview feature. We need to ensure that the preview feature is enabled. For that, what we need to do is we need to go into File and Options and Settings. And in the Options and Settings, you have the Options option. So click on that and you get a small window here. And in the window, there are a lot of menu items on the left hand side. And you have the global and the current file. The global settings, under the global settings, you see what is called the preview feature. So click on that and there are, this is the list of all the preview features that are available. What we are interested is in the on object interaction. So this is the on object interaction that we can see here. So click on the on object interaction. And you also notice that there is new card visual, which is by default ticked for us to use. So you don't have to, even though it is in the preview feature, you don't have to go into the file and then tick it, because it is already available as a ticked. By default it comes ticked, so you can use it straight away. So once you tick that, click on OK. And what the warning it gives is feature requires a restart. So we need to restart the Power BI application. So what we need to do is you need to restart for the feature to take effect. Now before I restart, what I want to show you a couple of things. Now you notice that by default the visualization pane comes here, and the on object interaction, once we enable, this disappears. So let's see what happens when we restart the application. So I'm just going to close it. Yes, I'm going to save it, and then let's open it again. So Power BI. So Power BI and then data modeling, that's the file that I have opened. So now here you see that the visualization pane disappears, and if we expand this ribbon here, you see the extra visualization pane that comes up here. So initially we used to drag the visualizations, each one of them, and then click on the data fields. Now what you can do is you can just for example, if you are trying to create some visuals, you just can choose the visuals, and then the builder visual or automatically appears, and this automatically shows the card visual for you. So you can either change it from here, select that, and then change it from here, and then if you want to add more dimensions to it, you can also do that. So what we can do is we have chosen the sales, let's say sales by if there is a country, these are all measures, so we can choose a region. So now you can show the region, and instead of formatting the visual from this pane here, you can also format it from here. So here you can add a legend in here, you can choose small multiples, and you can add data. And if you want to format, notice this format button. So for example, just choose that, and then if you want to add a title, I think title color is not looking that good, so let's go to the more options. And once we say more options, then what happens is the format comes onto the side. So then you can choose the title from here, and then you can change the text color. Now at the moment it is showing white. We don't want white because we can hardly see that, so you can just go and let's say change it to blue color. And similarly you can change the if you want the grid lines to be at the moment it is dotted. If you want to want the grid lines to be solid, and the color of the grid lines, because we are not able to see, maybe we can just change the color to a different color, which we can change. And also yeah, if you want a zoom slider, you can switch on the zoom slider so that you can play the slider. And also columns, if you want to change the color of the columns, you can just go and change it to whatever you like. So at the moment I'm just choosing purple. And if you want to add the labels, you can add the labels, data labels. You can expand it, and you can do the formatting this way. Now one more thing that I want to cover here is if you go into view, there is pane switcher. So what you can do is you can just go here, click on the drop down, and you can always show the pane switcher here, always show. So once you click that, it always shows here. So and even if you click off the visual, the pane switcher is here. So you can format it, and then you can go between these two. But when you disable that, when you say move build visual to a pane switcher, then you can just go there and then do it. So and then if you click on untick that, then the format won't be available there. Now let's try and add another visual. So what I want to do is I want to add a revenue. So I will just add revenue, and once I add revenue, it, like similar to the earlier one, it came up as a card visual. Now I want to maybe, let's say, revenue by year. So I'll just say year, and I just try and add that here. So notice that as you go on adding the data components, it is suggesting, because I have clicked on the suggested type on, it is the visual, the suggested visual is automatically changing. So initially it was a card visual, now it has changed to a column graph, sorry, a bar chart, and that is what it is suggesting. But if you want to change the visual, what you can do is you can either use this one to change, expand that, and maybe, let's say, for example, because I have only 4 years, what I can do is maybe usually time elements, year, month and date, usually what we do is we do a line chart. So I'm just going to change it to a line chart, and maybe we can add more for the hierarchy. So let's go and add. So what we can do is we can once I click, you can either do it here by adding data here. So from the calendar table, what I'll do is I'll just add a month, add a quarter and a month, and add a quarter and a month. Okay, so now this we can drill this down. So I'll just resize this a bit so that I can show you the potential of it. And this is drill down, so we can just drill up, and here because the title is not visible properly, so I can just, like Excel, you can just double click on the title and then you can change the title here if you want. So I said revenue by year, let's say revenue by year, month, year, quarter and month. Okay, year, quarter and month. So you can do that. And if you want to change the font color, you can always do that. Once you select that, notice that the title automatically opens, and then you can just change it to, let's say, I want it to be centered, and then the font color to be not this thing, but yeah, font color to be black. So you can format it very easily by if you are used to using Excel for formatting. This is more self-explanatory. And if you want to do something for the, like, you can use formatting here as well. Choose formatting from by right clicking, and then you can choose to format the line color. Also, if you want to change the visual from this one, you can just go back here, and then you can choose a, let's say, maybe revenue chart by the combo chart, line and stacked column chart. So now you can add data in the y-axis, choose the measures choose the data from the measures, and then let's say you want same period last year. This will be more clear when we look at the month, so how it is decreasing the revenue same period last year. So that's how you can do the formatting. This is a little bit about the on object visual. There are some things that are still in the process of development, like adding the drill through features and things like that. So that is what I wanted to share about the on object visual. Let's now go to the new card visual, which is as I have shown you earlier, it is still part of the preview feature, but you don't need to enable the preview feature. When you download the new Power BI desktop, it already comes enabled. And where is it? It will be in the new card visual section. Just trying to find it. So this is the old card, this is the multi-row card, and that's the KPI, and this is card within the bracket new. So if you choose that, I'm just going to if I choose this one, this is going to disappear because I'm actually selecting this visual. So what I want to do is I'll just deselect this one, and then let's look at the new card, look at adding the new card visual. So just pick the new card visual from the gauge card and KPI area. So now let's try and add something here. Let's say I want to display a revenue. Let's say I want to display the revenue YTD. Okay, you can't use YTD because this has a lot of old data. So I'll just go revenue, select field, search, and revenue. So let's see the features of the new card visual. Here you can see that there is a lot of gap here, and the old card visual, what happens is if we want to add more features like adding icons and then do more formatting, we used to add more visuals to it, like a text box and buttons and all those things. So now this one here, we can actually format this card visual nicely and then also add more data to it. So for example, if I add let's say sales data, it works seamlessly. So it just comes over, and then you can actually format these visuals as well. Let's add one more DAX measure to it. I'm going to add, let's say, monthly percentage share. So you have these. Now let's look at what the formatting options that are available. I'm just going to maybe resize these two so that we can concentrate more on the card visual itself. So let's go to the format options, which is over here. So you can actually see the size and styles. Let's go to the size. I think they are all okay, and then you can go to the padding and things like that. And if you get down to the title, and if you switch on the title, there is a title field as well as there is a heading. So the format of the title, you can say card visuals or something like that, because I'm just removing card visuals. So it just comes, and then by default, for some reason today this Power BI file, I am having white as the titles are in white color. So if you go to the now if you go to the shapes, you can choose shapes, different shapes. One is the rectangle, which is at the moment it is there, and then you can choose the rounded rectangle so that it just changes to the rounded rectangle, or you can choose a snipped tab at the top, both at the top. So this will become a snipped tabbed sort of shape. And also you can choose, apart from those three, you can choose a custom style. So for example, if I go into the customs, you can play around with the bottom left to be cut off to be bottom left corner and then bottom right corner. You can use those two, or those two to do that. And also if you can play around with the top right corner and the top left corner. So you can do these as well, and then get a ribbed sort of shape. You can do a bit more of this one, or just put everything to back, and then you can just go just the top left corner as a tab, so that or else you can top and then maybe top left and bottom right. If you choose that, maybe you can make it look like a leaf sort of thing. So you can play around with those things with the shapes. So you can do that, and that covers the shape part of it. I want to put it back, so I'll just go to the rectangle part. And now let's look at the call out. There's a call out section. So here you can look at the values. So you can bold them at the moment, yeah, bold them, italics, and also change the color of the values, and you can change the transparency, and also you can change the alignment and just put it back. And also you can use the text wrap if you want to wrap the text. And also here the display units can be auto, or if you say none, then it just goes back. And also you can actually default value, if there is a blank value in this in these measures, you can either put it as 0, or by default I think it's coming it as double dash, but maybe you can just go 0, which is so cool, I think. And if you look at the label section of the call out, you can switch it on, and then you can change the font size, font color, font color, and then italics, bold, or and also you can change the transparency. So these labels are referred to the actual labels of the cards itself. So when I change the transparency, they got a bit lighter, so I changed it back. And you can place the labels either above or below the card visuals, which is, I think, cool formatting. And you can if the label goes over, you can use text wrap as well, and also align baselines. And also you can change the spacing between the visuals as well. Yeah, vertical spacing. What is the vertical spacing between the cards? So that also you can see. Now let's go to the layout of the visual. And just close these labels, and then now we'll go to the layout. Now here, as you can see, you can choose the orientation. So at the moment they are horizontal, they are appearing horizontal. You can also choose vertical. So vertical, it just changes the layout. So maybe I'll just copy this one and then go into here, so that you can see the vertical layout, and then you can resize them and put it this way, and also change it to a grid. You can change the number of rows and columns. Let's say I want 2 by 2. So what will happen is you can resize this. You can say 2 by 2. For example, 2 by 2 will be resulting in this kind of layout. Or you can even say 3 by 2, so that you will get 3 rows and 2 columns. So these are the 2 columns, and because there is nothing in the we haven't chosen any fields here, so that's why it's appearing like this. But yeah, you can adjust these kind of things. That covers the layout. I just want to change it back to horizontal, and then I'll just reword it. And also I want to change it back to the values back to auto instead of none. So display units to auto, so that they are showing as millions. Now let's go and look at the cards. There is there is a formatting option for cards, the last one, which I want to explore and explain to you. So here, what I like about this one is you can either format individual cards or format all the cards separately, or all the cards combined. Now if you look at the fill, you can change the fill. It's by default it's automatically switched on. So if you change the fill, it changes the fill, and you can adjust the transparency and things like that. And also you can actually browse an image and choose an image to fill the colors. So for example, if I just choose this fill, that's a image that I have chosen, and the transparency, if I go put it back, and then if I put the white background back, and here also you can have in the image fit, you can have normal or fit or even fill. So the fill means it just fills the just the height and width of the image that I have created, but I just want it to be fit, so I just tried that. And you also have a border, so and you can change the transparency as well when you add the image. So I'll just keep that as the transparency. Now regarding the border, what you can do is you can either switch off the border so that you don't have any border around the cards. This is all these formatting we are doing based on just the cards. So if we want a border, you can put a border. You can change the border to, let's say, 2 pixels, and then border color is at the moment gray, and you can change the transparency. And if you want to add shadows, you can add shadows to the border, to the cards, and also you can choose whether the shadows needs to be outside or inside. For example, yeah, that's inside and this is outside. For now I'm just going to, and also you can put the position bottom right, and there are various, you can put the shadow center, or you can put it top left. All kinds of things are there. At the moment I'm just going to not use the shadow. Now glow also, which is similar to shadow, it might be useful, but for now I'm not going to add it, add the glow. And if you want, one cool thing that I liked about this card visual is you can add an image. So for example, if you are trying to add something, so I'm just going to click on the switch it on, the image part, and then choose, for example, let's say I just want to choose an icon. You can choose any icon. I just save these icons. So what is happening here is image fit is normal. So what we can do is we can just go fit, and then once we choose fit, what will happen is you can choose either the right position or bottom position or left or even top. So I think for this visual I like the right option a lot, and this, because we are choosing it for all the cards, it is adding for all the cards. There is if you want to change it to just one card, you can do that, which I'll show you a little bit later. So you can also try and change the transparency if you need to, and things like that. And also you can change the image size, let's say 60 pixels or something, so it goes up, or 50 pixels or 30 pixels, whatever you want to. I'm just saying 50 pixels for now. And another cool, the way you can do you can change the image to the image to only one image. So what you can do is, for example, if I want to add another image for revenue, So what I'll do is I'll just go and change that particular image. Instead of tick, let me see if I can add the cross to that. So if I go there, so that's how you can choose the card that you want to add, for which you want to add the different images. You can do that, you can do so with that. And this is, I just go fit and position right. So that's how you can change images. It is looking really good. Now another aspect that I want to cover is the accent bar. So once if I switch that on, what happens is it by default adds a accent bar on the left side. So for example, you can change the color. So maybe I'll just pick something closer to green, and then you can change the transparency on this. And then at the moment I think it's in revenue, so I'll just change the transparency, change the cards to all cards, and then let's look at the accent bar. So now I want to add, let's say for example, blue, and then you can change the width to, let's say, 10 pixels. So now you can see what the color of the card is. I think I have changed for revenue, I have changed to a different color, so that's why the revenue is appearing a bit different. And you can also maybe change the position of the accent bar to the right or to the bottom or to the top. So you can do that, and also you can change the transparency of it, and I think it looks much better compared to the original card visual that we have. One last thing I want to show regarding the card visuals is how I made the background image. So usually I make it in PowerPoint. So what I do is I just insert a shape in PowerPoint, let's say for example this one, and to whatever size I want to. And here when I just format the shape with a gradient fill, and here you can choose the color. Because I have chosen the color earlier, it has come up with that color. You can always change the colors, or you can just go solid and then change your color to, let's say, maybe blue, and then go to gradient fill, and then in the gradient fill you can change it to change the colors to whatever thing you want. So if you go there, and then you can change it to another color, so you can customize this to your you can go radial, or you can go rectangular, or you can go, there is a path as well. So yeah, you can do whatever whatever you are satisfied with. Once you are satisfied with this one, you can just click on the shape itself and then go save as picture, and then you can choose the it's at the moment in PNG. You can choose JPEG or graphics or any other format here. I usually choose PNG format, so I do that and then give a name to that and then save it. So that's how I created the gradient image. Now let's go to the last part of the agenda here, which is how to integrate Power BI with PowerPoint. Now let's first see what are the requirements for this Power BI integration with PowerPoint. If you are trying to tell a story using PowerPoint slides, it would be very beneficial for the users to have the Power BI integration with PowerPoint, because you can show the live interaction when you are using the filters and slicers in the report to whoever your audience is. So what are the requirements? One of the first requirement is there is a Power BI add-in that needs to be installed on Microsoft PowerPoint. So the user needs to have access to download the Power BI add-in from Microsoft Store. And when it comes to security, you might think that, oh, what will happen to the data in PowerPoint? What will happen is the data will be in Power BI. It will not be transferred to PowerPoint. And so what does that mean? So whatever data that the user who is accessing the PowerPoint has access to, only that data will be seen, which means when there is row level security that is in place in Power BI, that will be reflected even in PowerPoint. And the other requirements are, you need to have a active Power BI account, and also if the Power BI report is in the premium capacity, then Power BI free license needs to be there for the user that is accessing the PowerPoint file. And if the report is not in premium capacity, then the Power BI user should be having the Power BI Pro license. So those are the initial requirements. Now let's go and see how we can integrate Power BI into PowerPoint. I'm just going to come off the slideshow and get off to the PowerPoint. And for anyone to share Power BI report in PowerPoint, you need to publish that report. So what I have done is I have published a report, AdventureWorks report, into Power BI, and now I'm going to open Power BI. So this is my report. So you can share the Power BI report into PowerPoint in a few different ways. So what you can do is you can click on the export button here, and you can say PowerPoint. You can, once you do the PowerPoint, there are two options here. As you can see, there is you can embed an image or embed live data. If you embed an image, what happens is it will just embed the image, exclude no, I just want to only report current page. You can choose if you want. I'm just going to show you what happens when you embed as image with current values. So what will happen is, if you export that into PowerPoint, it just exports it, and this might take a few minutes. So meanwhile, while that is happening, what I'll do is I'll explain the other ones. So when you embed the image, whatever filters that you have chosen here, that will be exported as it is. For example, I have chosen all years here. So this whole data will be embedded as an image. So, and it creates a new PowerPoint file. So I'm just opening the file, and then so this is what it has, just embedded an image, but we can't, this is not, even if we enable editing, this is just pasted as an image, as a screenshot. That's it. We can't keep it interactive by choosing the fiscal years and other slices. So for us to be able to do that, let's go back to the report again, and let's do the, you can embed the Power BI report into PowerPoint as live data by choosing embed live data, or what you can do is you can share. You can click on share, and then once you share, you have these links, these buttons here. You can copy the link, you can email the link, you can put it in Teams, and now you can have a PowerPoint, paste it in PowerPoint as well. So what you can do is you can copy this link, or you can just straight away open in PowerPoint. So what I have copied the link as well, but let's try and open it in PowerPoint. And now what this is doing is, this site is trying to open PowerPoint. We just need to allow it. So always allow if you want to. I'm just going to open it, so that I'm now giving access to open PowerPoint. So this is creating another new report. So the accept and continue part appears. So just accept it, and then now what happens is it automatically adds in Power BI add-in that we talked about, and then embeds the report. Now the difference between the earlier embedding and this embedding is you can make this interactive. So you can share with your team whatever you want to show, whatever you feel like showing, you can show in live in PowerPoint. So that's the difference between the embedding live and embedding the embedding live and embedding just the image. So because we have done it from Power BI to PowerPoint, we didn't have to manually add the add-in, and now because we have added the add-in once, we don't need to add the add-in multiple times. Now let's see what if we want to add one visual to the PowerPoint. So the way you can do that is, let's say for example I want to add this visual where the cumulative monthly totals by fiscal year, I want to show it in the PowerPoint. So what you can do is you can add this visual to the PowerPoint, but for that you need to get the link to the just this visual rather than get the whole entire link to the entire report. So to do that, just go to the visual, and when you see hover over the visual, there are three dots. So click which is more options. So click on that, and once you click on that, you can see this share here. So you can get the link to this visual, or you can open in PowerPoint. You can do that as well. I'm just going to click on this visual, and I'm going to show you, copy the link, and yeah, now I'm going to copy the link. Now I just want to show you how to embed a link in PowerPoint itself. So I'm just going into the PowerPoint file, and here I know that you know the add-ins. So because we already have added the add-ins into PowerPoint, so now when you click on add-ins here in the home ribbon, it should show you the Microsoft Power BI visual. So under my add-ins, it is showing you. So now click on that visual. Now this gives you a empty box where you can paste the visual here. Now yeah, once you click on the visual, you can paste the just that visual there. But before I insert, I just want to take you through this interface. This is the link. This is the space where you paste the visual, paste the link of the visual, or paste the link of the Power BI report if you are inserting the Power BI report. And if you click on the there are two small buttons in the top bottom right corner. So if you click on here, you can see the add-in options. This one is learn, so you can go into the learn material. If you tips for using Power BI, that will you will be taken there. And if you click on the other one, there is these are the style options. So once you click on the style options, the outline, and you can expand. So you can change the color, you can change the width, you can change the transparency. This is just the outline. So you can choose the by default it is just this line. You can choose the format of the line, and also the transparency. If you want to increase the transparency, I have just increased it to 1 or 2, I think. Yeah, and then you can have the width format of the width. See the border now it is changing. So you can change all those style options, and now finally you can just insert that. And there is here it shows the Power BI, that it is the Power BI visual. So now I can just insert it, and then the particular visual will be inserted. Now let's look at some of the limitations of this feature. wherein we are embedding the Power BI into PowerPoint. The add-in that we use, the Power BI add-in that we use in PowerPoint, in behind the scenes, it uses a web view too, which comes as a standard in the recent Windows versions. But if you are having trouble installing that visual automatically from when you are trying to open PowerPoint file with from Power BI report, sometimes you might have to install that add-in manually. And also it only supports Power BI report pages and Power BI visuals only at this stage. So what that means is there is no support for paginated reports and dashboards that can be embedded into PowerPoint. Into PowerPoint. So you can't embed paginated reports and dashboards as easily as you can embed Power BI report pages. So those are some of the limitations, and that is what I wanted to show you all today. So we have covered the new card visual and PowerPoint and Power BI integration, and the most recent one is the on object interaction. And what are the benefits? The benefits are by using the on object interaction, anyone can easily format the visuals, and because it's more the feeling is more user friendly and more Excel like, who are familiar with Excel and Microsoft Word, Microsoft other product suite, will be familiar with the tools, and then they can easily, the learning gap is not that much. So that's one of the advantage with the on object interaction. And the new card visual, it is looking much pretty than compared to the older version of the card visual, which is also available. Maybe I think slowly that will be what I am expecting, is the new card visual will be replacing the old card visual that is there currently now. And also I enjoy the linking of the Power BI report interactive, embedding the interactiveness of the Power BI report into PowerPoint, which is very useful for the senior executives when they are trying to display their financials or whatever they want to display on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, so that they can utilize the what if features and all the other get insights features as well of the report once they have the data set, which is really cool, I think. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hope you all have learned something today, and also you are enjoying the other sessions in the Excel Virtually Global session. And I also want to thank the sponsors. Also do fill in the feedback sessions, so that feedback for all the sessions, so that we can improve in whatever way we can. Thank you very much. I can see some questions in the chat. One thing is sometimes my charts have memory issues when I publish Power BI report to Power BI service, or just by exporting to Power BI service. Is there a way to deal with it? Okay. One thing that I want to share is try to optimize the reports before you publish the report. So the way to optimize is, for example, if you are trying to get data from a data source, try to keep most of the calculations in the data source if you can. So that way you can increase the performance, and also try and use the performance analyzer which is there in Power BI. So that also can help. And if you also, if you are using direct query, that will reduce the performance. and make sure that you are using the star schema quite a lot. And if you have a lot of data in a lot of data that's coming into Power BI, try to see whether you can summarize based on what visuals you need. So those are some of the tips that you can use before you publish your report onto Power BI. Hope that will help TC. I don't know who that is. Yeah. And the next one is, what are your favorite tips in creating charts in Power BI? Okay, or using Power BI in general. A lot of tips are there. First thing that I recommend everyone to use is disable the auto date time generation in Power BI, because that will create automatically, that creates hierarchies for all the date fields that you have in your model, and that will also slow down, and it is annoying to create hierarchies for each of the date fields. Instead, you can create a date table and then use that for your year, month, and quarter hierarchies. And yeah, that's my biggest tip. And then, like I shared earlier, try to do most of the calculations at source. If you are getting data from SQL, try to create views using those transformations that you are trying to do in Power Query. Also, between DAX and Power Query, try and do most of the transformations in Power Query. Also, try and automate your load. So, for example, if you are trying to update your Power BI file monthly or weekly based on an Excel file, try to automate that. Maybe put all your weekly files or monthly files into a folder, and then import those into using the folder rather than just a single file. So those are the tips that I would suggest. And also, yeah, keep the calculations, most of it in the source, and limit use of direct query. Only if you need to use it, you use it. And also try to build a star schema so that your performance will improve. Also try and use the performance analyzer, which is available under, let me see which one, under optimize. There is an optimize tab now, so which will under which there is performance analyzer, so you can um, use that for to see which visual is taking more time to load, and then try and optimize that. So those are the tips that I wanted to share. Otherwise, please fill out the evaluation form so that we get some feedback.